Hey, welcome back. Hey, Grand Order. This event? Hours left. 20 hours to be exact. It's how I work. Not good, that is. Day 6. Early morning. And another body. Forget living once. This is the 5th time the magician's died now. Oh, right. I'm sorry. This is no time to be standing around in shock. We need to put out the fire and then check if that's Alco or not. I'm impressed, Mash. You never lose your cool, no matter what the situation. There aren't many people out there with the humanity to voice what they believe, even if they're not entirely sure. I wish a certain burning someone would take a page from your book. She should be showing up any moment now. Right? Aw, oh, damn it. I was afraid I might be dead. Just my file linked up with my memories too. Oh, wow. There's sure a lot of people here. Did I, get to know y'all here or something? If I did, you must be really confused right now, huh? Sorry about that. Could anyone tell me what's going on? One really annoying explanation later. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. So, that's the story. Funny. But are you sure you didn't embellish anything for laugh? No? Oh, okay. Oh man, I'm so sorry, man. I'm on behalf of all 5 of me. Okay, Ozaki. Now that you're all caught up. Again. What you made of this latest murder? Let me see. Well, I can tell you right now, that was the killer. I can recognize the results of my own magic bullets. You said that Wan created imposters of other guests, and those turned out to be the killers, right? Ishtar and Wan become younger, so wanted to find romance. Sugitani Rainbow want a male body again, and Ryogi want a happy homely for her family. The other Akos were all killed in different ways. Ambushed, dueled to the death, taking a bullet for someone else. But this murder looks pretty one-sided to me. Can you tell me why, meh? Because the spring is dry and your wish matched the 5th spring's power. Exactly. She went in the first secret spring. She really did come out younger. Normally, that'd be when the Wan system kicked in. And an exact imposter of her would show up and kill her now that her wish was granted. But Alka 1 stopped that from happening, and ended up dying in her place. That makes Ishtar the only guest here to have her wish come true and live to tell about it. Oh, right. One moment. Apparently I had my phone plugged in, but I hadn't plugged in phone this whole time, somehow. I have no idea how that works. In fact, to begin with, Alka was already in the bath, making sure they couldn't get in, but their wishes were still genuine. That's why the imposter showed up. They don't need an imposter to enter the bath first. As long as someone with an applicable wish is present, their doppelganger will appear and kill them in exchange for granting it. At least, that's how the Wan's curse system was supposed to work. But Alka threw a wrench in the cycle. You can tell because the baths were still full. The magical energy in the water is presumably what grants the wish, so it probably disappears once that occurs. But on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th days, the water was still there. The doppelgangers appeared, but the corresponding wishes never come true. Damn, really? I had no idea the secret spring system was such a hassle. Hang on, so the fact that the spring of stiff shoulder annihilation is empty now means... Ozaki must have gone in. I won't say what her reason was. Probably was, but I bet she was thinking... I already stopped the curse 3 times and one was gone. So there shouldn't be any harm in trying the spring for myself now. Or something along those lines. What? Don't be silly. Of course I wouldn't think of like something like that. I swear, Suzuki, you're always so perceptive when it matters the least. See? I do see. You know, your grown-up self did say to watch out for this spring. Let me rephrase. I swear you're always too perceptive when I don't want you to be. Anyway, I guess others need reasoning was half wanting to try it, half needing to try it. She probably went to verify it on her own because she didn't want to ruin the case closed celebrations. After all, you guys never did find out why Alco 1 came here in the first place. Anyway, on a different note, why aren't you more fazed by all this, Tobimaru? Why would I be? It's a simple numbers game. You die, you get replaced. That's how the system works. Day 1, 1 appears. Day 2, 1 dies, replaced by 2. Day 3, 2 dies, replaced by 3. Day 4, 3 dies, replaced by 4. Day 5, 5 appears and dies. Azuki 4 remains alive. Wait, what? But since Aozaki 5 wouldn't show up unless Aozaki 4 was dead, I knew she would have to die at some point. And now, here we are. I'm guessing 4 picked up on this paradox too. So you knew all along, and you said anything. See, you're still shouldering everything so nobody else has to. I did not catch that. At any rate, it seems Spring's power is still working, so I suppose 1-1 wasn't responsible after all. Yeah? What does it want? Let's just forget about this and go home. Worst that happens, she dies again. Maybe so, but no, we can't leave it. Seriously, the whole world's gonna end unless we solve this. Doubting. Really? You're finally going to destroy the world, Rez? Not her, no, but I don't blame you for acting that way. It doesn't really feel like the world's in any danger. You only came here to repair Singularity, right? What do you think? I know what you mean, but I believe what she's saying. Well, alright then. Let's put our heads together and try to figure this out. Besides, Tobimaru, do you think you go back to Tokyo now without a bad taste in your mouth? No, I guess not. I suppose we did start this investigation because we didn't want the world to end. Okay, one final discussion. It's the Vice President's job to support the President after all. Yay! We still don't know what one saw that made her jump here in the first place. But you should at least have an idea of when she saw it, right, Tozaki? Seeing you're her is all. Of course, I know that one came here. First thing was originally sent here in 99. So that's our only lead. 99. I guess we can take a look at the hotel register from back then. Where do you keep it, Konomi? My old registers? In the lobby. I'm showing them to you right now. Oh, but don't get your hopes, okay? There's really nothing interesting in them. Well, to you, maybe. Okay, here they are. There's one for each year. Thank you for sharing these confidential documents with us. I know this information should usually be kept private, but this is an emergency. Don't worry, it's fine. The only thing written down are the names, addresses, and whether they cause problems during their stay. And that's mainly just so we can be sure we tell any egregiously entitled customers that we're all filled up next time they want to book a room. I see. So in-rates their guests like guests rate their lodgings. I'll have to remember that. 1999, 1999. Here it is. Flip. Okay, so in May of 99, the guests who stayed here were Ryogi, Shiro, Ishtar, and Sugitani, Fujinobu, Zed, and Karen. That's strange. What could this mean? Aside from us, those are the exact same names, same guests as this week. They were even staying on the exact same days. Well, that's one hell of a coincidence. I guess these things happen when everyone goes on holiday at the same time. We just start looking at other books. Let's see, 2 years ago, I'd already taken over the inn, and I think Lady Kashin was here too. It was the same situation 2 years ago. What's going on here, Kanomi? The thing is, I don't remember it being 2 years ago at all. Like, it's poofed out of my mind. Can you elaborate on that? It's hard to explain. Best I can do is, I forgot. I'd even forgotten. I was just as surprised as you guys when I saw the hotel register just now. It was like that thing that happened to someone else. Oh, hey, I think I was like that for the other guests too. I mean, nobody else said anything about how this just like last time either, right? Oh. So it's not just you. None of the other guests remember being here 2 years ago either. Which means... whatever that is. Did you just realize something? It all makes sense now. I finally know what number 1 did. Guys, let's continue this in the Sky Room. I've got to tell you something. We're in a time loop. She's going to try to kill us all. And we actually see us. Hang on. What's your name doing the register for this year? Well, that's foreboding. It turns out she is here to destroy the world. Thank you for coming. I bet you're wondering why I gathered you all here. This case would have gone a lot smoother if number 1 had actually explained what was going on. So I need to start by apologizing on her behalf. I'm sorry. Even if she felt like she couldn't trust anyone, she should at least have let you all know what was going to happen in 99. Do you mean you know how the world is supposed to end now? I do. It was only bits and pieces, but I managed to sync up the memories of what number 1 saw. In May of 99, an identified entity that can only be described as a star shows up at this location. The moment it does, it blows away everything in the Kumino area. Then it releases a magical energy wind that raises the rest of the region. My guess is, the star will keep emitting magical energy forever, generating storms as long as humans exist. As long as humans exist? Speaking hypothetically, does that mean the star will run out of magical energy and stop if it wipes out human civilization off the face of the planet? No. I wouldn't have been sent here if that was the case. Civilization destruction isn't part of my jurisdiction. Huh? I'm in charge of matters involving the extinction of humankind. Not that anyone assigned it to me, but still. Okay. So self-imposed duty. So a star that destroys the world, or rather humankind, in 99. Wasn't something supposed to happen in 99? Oh, I know this one. Nostradamus prophesied way back when that a great and terrible king would come to Earth from Mars in July 99. I don't know if that prophecy is true or not, but I can say for sure that nothing happened in 1999. Not to mention, the month is all wrong. You said this star appeared in May, right, Alco? That's right, Mash. That star has nothing to do with Anglomois. And if it was just an ordinary meteorite, humankind would have ways to deal with it. We can track meteorite trajectories years ahead of time, and we have the moon to shield us. Which means this star is an existential threat to humanity that would never exist under normal circumstances. Even if a meteorite were to somehow sneak its way past Jupiter, it would be drawn to the far side of the moon, and that would be that. So instead of coming from space, this star must have come out of the ground. Out of the ground? So there's a star buried in the mountains? That's right. Which brings us to the question of what happened in 99. Please don't freak out when you hear this next part. Especially you, man, Mash. Huh? Back in 99, Alco was decided this situation was too much for her to handle on her own, and decided to trust a solution would be found in the future. Specifically, she took the entire singularity and kicked it 2 years down the road. Huh? Then you don't mean... You made this 2001 singularity? I guess so. Explains why you haven't found the Grail yet. How could you when I'm the source? Man, no wonder my magical energy's been so long. I'm still maintaining the singularity even as we speak. I wonder how long I'll have to keep this up for. Okay, I'd laugh too, but also, you can kick singularities? Oh, sure. It's like when you're about to lose at a board game, so you sweep away the board so no one can play anymore. How childish are you? Of course, in this case, that doesn't change the game outcome at all, and it arguably makes it even worse. So, this singularity is that even worse outcome, and you're responsible. I said I was sorry. There was nothing else I could do at the time. As much as she needs you to teach her to have a heart, we should save that for later. Let's focus on the present. So this star showed up in 99. That happened in singularity, right? Then one sent this to 90, this singularity to 2001, and 99 ended without incident. I get all that, but then what happened to the Kuno Inn of May of 99 after it was sent to the future? The historical records for that time should be blank, because that document said as much, right? It also means that Kinomi and the other guests staying here at that time have no memory of that month. Now, this star incident that was going to happen in 99 is happening now. I guess this is history's corrective power at work. It always tries to cause events to occur if they should have already happened. So, because this incident was pushed from 99 to now, all the same factors have gathered here again. Which means, if this incident began 2 years ago with the same guest, then one of the guests here now must be the culprit. In other words, the person who called Star here. But who? We've already ruled out all the guests, no? Exactly. Lady Kashin was under the god's influence, and you guys already took care of that. So doesn't that mean this star isn't going to show up anymore? Good point. I'm sure number one came here looking for the culprit. But she got killed before she found him. The others may have not known exactly what's going on. But they must have thought that the secret springs while granting a wish was the trigger, which is why they kept watch over them every morning. But it turned out the 1-1 system was producing doppelgangers, so they never realized what this star really is, or the suspect responsible for it. We're officially out of leads. And then, nope, we have one. No, there's still a suspect. Someone who fits that bill better than anyone else by far. Really? You can tell? Yeah, I don't usually like relying on the process of elimination, but in this case, that's the quickest way to arrive at the answer. First, let's get the timeline straight. You said one came here from 2 years ago. Because this is when the star is supposed to emerge and destroy humankind. But why now, 2 years later? Obviously, because nothing happened until now. Until it did, there was nothing for her to find. To put it another way, it means this star requires 2 years to emerge. It probably takes that long to charge up or something. And that should have been true in 99 as well. So if the star's first emergence was in 99, that would mean whatever created the star happened 2 years before that in 97. Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that since I can't send things to the past. But you're right. That brings us to our possible suspects, the Inn's guests. Each one had their own reasons, their own humble wishes for being here. While those wishes may have triggered the 1-1 system that kept killing Ozaki every morning, they had nothing to do with the star. Which means we can eliminate every guest with a clearly known reason for being here from the list of the suspects. So let's go over every guest and their reasons now. Man Mash came here from Kalia to repair the singularity. They in turn summoned my assistant, for reasons I still don't understand, to help them. And there's the eccentric who came from 99 to save the world, and me, a detective who came to find a missing person, but usually rejecting such requests. Ishtarin, who wanted to be younger, Bizette, who came here for work, was actually for the springs. Karen, she came with Karen, who in turn wanted to see what would happen to Bizette. I won't publicly disclose Sugatani's rainbow's objective here, but I'd say it's a known fact by now. Ryoki came here with her family to wish for a happy home life and procure a new sword. Fujino was Ryogi's bodyguard, and Shiro came here to sell the sword. Kumanin might have seemed suspicious, but he was just an ordinary comedian, and Kashin was a victim of unfortunate circumstances. And there you have it. Those are all the guests who can reason for being here are clear. Alice is the culprit. She's the only one that wouldn't appear. I still can't imagine any of them. I just can't imagine any of them having anything to do with this. That just leaves one person, someone who still has yet to share what she is doing here. So tell us, Kunji, what are you doing here? I didn't think anything of it at first, since you and Ozaki are close friends, but you were here at this inn from the beginning. Ozaki is here from the future. You could say Sojiro was summoned here from the past. But you're from the present day. Friend or not, it makes no sense that you would have accompanied Ozaki here. You mean you were here for your own reasons, Alice? I thought you'd come to help me. What a strange thing to say, Alko. Have I ever been the sort of person who could come to help a friend out of the goodness of my heart, despite not hearing from her for years? Ouch. Wouldn't hurt you to sugarcoat it a little. Konji, nobody thought twice about why you might be here, because we were also used to seeing you and Ozaki together. But then, I noticed a certain name on the hotel register from May 1st, 1997. Konji Alice. Which means you were here right at the time when the star would have been planted, to emerge 2 years later. It's time to fess up. You're the culprit, aren't you? I just came here to recover something I left behind, or rather, what was stolen from me. 4 years ago, one of my employee kickshaws went missing in this night. Only one, number 1 shiny star. Looks like it's just an ordinary gumball machine, except it can grant a single wish. And someone wished something horrible. So it looks like she didn't deliberately start the end of the world. Of course there is a 6 part 2. I should realize that from the 6 part 1. Oh, pretty. The concept for the toy gumball machine was a box of wishing stars. The last witch was inspired to make it from a similarly styled gumball machine she happened to see on her way home from the grocery store. She was drawn to its novelty. Such things had long gone out of fashion, and been clearly a long time since anyone had used it. She inserted a coin, turned the handle, and out popped a gumball with a hearty clunk. There were many different colors and flavors of gum inside, so the witch didn't get the kind she wanted. She then stood there for a moment, taking in the wonder of the situation. I got something completely different from what I was hoping for. I was like life itself. Life is full of moments like these. Struck by inspiration, the witch raced home and began making her idea into a reality. She would fill her machine with many different wishes. She would gather many different stars. I want to be rich. I want friends. I want a lover. I want a pet dog. I want a job. I want a family. I want to improve. I want to pass my test. I want to get married. I want to be successful. I want to feel secure. I want to be loved. I want to do that last part over. I want to recover my losses. I want to get back that shine I lost. I want to forget that ever happened. There. Everything is now in place. One turn of the handle, and a wishing star candy will pop out. If it is the same as your dearest wish, the one you hold deep in your heart, if such a miracle were to take place, then that wish must be surely not be the #1 wish in the world. The witch named her toy with that concept in mind. Ploy Kickshaw, wishing star box. Only one, #1 shiny star. A tool for granting only one, your #1 wish. That makes it just look ominous. That's the Ploy Kickshaw I lost at the Kumino Inn 4 years ago. It was a personal wish granter, a box of wishing stars. So, gotcha, but for wishes? Gotcha. Does have an all ring to it. It's too bad I didn't know that term when I made it. There's no time to be getting your name, Mrs. Inge. The ploy is what causing this, right? How could you lose something that dangerous? I can't even begin to describe how ghostly and negligent it was. You stole it, I'm guessing. Please refrain from slander. I told you, it was stolen. This was back in '97. Oh wait, yeah, she wouldn't have been yet. I had to figure out what to do with all the ploys I didn't have any more use for. My house was already over capacity with curses. I couldn't store any more cursed objects there. But I also couldn't just throw the things that dangerous in the trash. So I chose this mountain. At first, I stayed in a small cottage while I worked to dismantle them. But then caught sight of this inn. I decided to change venues to somewhere more relaxing, and it worked. The work went apace. I perfectly unraveled the cursed powers holding the ploys together and completely neutralized them. Then, when I made my way back down to the mountain, I made little stone shrines in various places and held memorial service for each of the ploys. However, after I got back to my house, I checked my toolbox and realized I had an extra dismantling tool left over. I realized then that I must have lost one of the ploys before I could dismantle it, but couldn't remember what it was. Looking back now, it seems clear that the Ox God hiding in the inn's basement swiped it from me and altered my memory so that I couldn't clearly recall what I had and hadn't dismantled. The Ox God shows people's wishes in the form of the future. I might have wanted the wishing star box as its new body. It makes sense that I would be drawn to another wish granter. The Ox God may kill whoever chose the future to, but that's not because it hates people. I think it just enjoyed granting people's wishes, and only kept producing new victims inadvertently. Wait, isn't that just killing for pledge? Shush. I feel the same way, but now's not the time. So, you don't know where it is? No, I don't. Now do you see? I did nothing wrong, and I'm not responsible. That's not true. What you meant to say was, you can't take responsibility for it. Huh? What's the difference? Still, going back to what you said earlier, I don't remember much of May '99 either, so I'm pretty sure I must have come here too then. For the purposes of this discussion, let's suppose the star box somehow became activated in '99. If around the start of that year, I heard that the criminal hot springs business was booming, I would have remembered that a ploy was stolen from me there 2 years ago, and gone to retrieve it. However, since I'm not used to climbing mountains, and I would have known it'd be dangerous, I wouldn't want to go it alone. Which means that there's a strong possibility I would ask someone who is familiar with mountains to come along. Huh? But according to you and Alco, that retrieval attempt must have failed. It would have ended up defeated, and something must have gone wrong with the wishing star box. I see. So, in '99, you came here before I did to try and stop it, but you failed. And I finally understand why you were summoned here as a servant, Sojiro. You know? Why? The only reason it makes sense for you to be a servant now is if you died on this mountain and were summoned in a spirit body. Well, yeah. That's what other expression could you have when you learned it? I died? Anyway, at least we've now identified it. Anything else we should know about the star box, Alice? Because your mother's heirloom minds deploys aside, I'm not too thrilled at how easily you were able to make something capable of destroying the world. This is just speculation on my part, but I think that adding the Ox God's characteristics to it might have strengthened it. Must have strengthened it. If so, we'll gain more power for every wish granted. That's probably why there are 5 strings that got their own wish. Let's say it goes up a grade every time it grants someone's wish. It takes their life. You know how we often rate products in stores with star system? Or gotcha. Every wish the Ox God enhanced shiny star grants makes it go up a rating. Granted 5, so now it has 5 stars. That must have been how I was able to defeat you so soundly back in 99. Why'd you so proud of that? It defeated you too, didn't it? I get it, an SSR. SSR? Is that short for something? Oh, sorry, never mind, that's just a little rem inside joke likes to make. Fourth wall! More importantly, if the rating going up, then that must mean you learn to sound pretty rem yourself, Mash. 2 years ago, 99, used 5 secret springs to grant guest wishes. And wouldn't it be, does that mean it's a 10-star now? And at the time, Zaki determined she would stop it, sent the whole singularity into the future. In doing so, she basically forced 99-star into becoming a dud. And an even worse cover-up than tampering with election results. What's done is done. Let's say she made the right call. Yeah, you know politics was never my strong suit. You were the president. My guess is, number 1, there was no way she could stop the star in that condition. She might not have known exactly how it worked, but from characteristics and the way it attacked, she probably at least figured out that she had to stop it from granting wishes again. She kicked the singularity down the road to the next time when their star would appear, then went there herself to head it off. She might have been trying to lower its rating before she fought it again. That's why she says something like, nobody's getting their wishes granted on my watch. So, granted 2 wishes, youth and stiff shoulders, which means it should be a 2-star. Though it could have been just 1 star if a certain someone had exercised better judgment. Yeah, excuse me for wanting to treat myself for once. Still, this is a 2-star rating. It should be much weaker than number 1 faced in 99, unless it's now a 7 somehow. So, doesn't this mean her plan worked perfectly? Right? All we have to do now is destroy it, okay? Of course, we still have to figure out where it is first. I still have no idea. Hang on. There's one thing about this star that still isn't adding up for me. This is where he says something that drastically changes the situation. It was granting wishes to upgrade its rating, then whose wishes was it granting? It was just granting its own wish to improve its capabilities? Or was there someone else trying to make it stronger so it can grant a bigger wish? That's an excellent point, Suzuki. You're exactly right. The star has no desires of its own. It only grants wishes for people who activate it. Which means someone must have been the first to turn its handle and get lucky with their wish. But to grant that wish, the employee first had to upgrade its wish-granting capabilities. Its star's rating, as we've been calling it. I bet it's also why these hot springs suddenly gained 5 secret ones that granted a different wish. Phew, that's good to hear. How so? I don't see anything good about this. It means your ploy didn't start making trouble on its own. Just knowing that makes me glad I came here. I guess that's true. This would mean the real culprit is still at large. Someone at this inn must be holding onto the shiny star in secret. It won't do anything unless it tries to grant someone's wish, which means someone must have it even now. I expect you already have an idea who that could be, meh? That's amazing, senpai. Please tell us the answer then. Um, 97. The only other person here would be if the proprietor guy somehow accidentally took it. Or maybe the former proprietor? I'm worried my knees are going to give out under all these high hopes you're piling on me, Mash. I know how you feel, so I'll spare you the burden. The answer's pretty obvious. Disappeared in 97, right? So that must mean... That's right. There's only one other person here who was also here in 97. Kinomi. You were the one who invited me to stay here 4 years ago, weren't you? Stop. Please don't say any more. I didn't steal it. I swear I just found it in my room after you left. It was you. It was me, but you can't blame me. How was I supposed to know that that toy was so dangerous? Well, it is. Now hurry up and head it over. Once we destroy it, these springs will finally be safe. Okay, I'll go get it. Don't let him go off alone. He'll accidentally do it. So it's all Kinomi, huh? No, wait. Maybe that's not quite right. He did say he just found it in his room. What do you think, Onji? I believe him. Even if the ox god, or someone it was possessing, stole shiny star from my room, it wouldn't have any wishes of its own. It just likes to grant other people's wishes. So someone nearby would have had to be the one to activate it. Kinomi must have been the perfect patsy, since he just started living here after the last owner took a liking to him. That being said... What now? Is there still something nagging at you? I still don't understand how this happened. It was a failure. Man, I'm bushed. Here, pardon me, hate to see it go, but this is it, right? That's it. That was surprisingly easy. I was expecting you to put up more of a fight. The inn's welfare comes first. Anyway, you said this will stop the world from ending, right, Prez? Right? That's right. On that, you have my word. Thank you, Kinomi. In the end, we couldn't have done this without you. Oh, so what did you wish for when you turned the handle anyway? I'm not telling you that. Huh? Wait, let me see that. I knew it. One is here, or that stuff created it. The Ox God must have kept a part of itself inside Shiny Star, though it could still function as Wanwan even if its main body was gone. Shiny Star must have already been half Wanwan when it activated in 99. Damn, seriously? Is it all because I made up some name in the legend? Just picked up on something you said, Kinomi. If it hadn't been Wanwan, it would have been something else. Anyway, this means we'll need to finish exercising Wanwan first. Let's go to the room of no opening. We should probably be able to get rid of Wanwan once for all. We bring the Shiny Star to the Omnipotent Spring. After that, I'll let you decide what to do next, Alco. Whatever you choose, I won't stop you. Something's definitely going to go wrong. It always does. I'll take the lead and let you know if I find any dangerous protrusions along the way. So far, everything looks the same as it did yesterday. Yeah, Alcott is still gone after yesterday's events. All that's left is to take part of it is the part that stayed behind inside this. It looks like everyone made it down safely. I'll go next. Guess we should go down too. You wanna go first? No, you go first. That way you can catch me if I slip and fall. Why are you acting so scared? If you're that afraid, maybe I should just scoop you up and jump down. Hey, it's Alco. What made you think Suzuki died here? It's not like you saw it happen, right? Well, no, I probably didn't see his body. I can still tell how he must have died. There's only one way a guy who I could easily see surviving a world-shattering meteor could end up dead. He died protecting you. I see. If that's what you think, maybe you're right. So that's what happened to the older him. Okay, let's get this over with. Hand it to me, Algo. Here you go. So, what you gonna do with it? Good question. What do you think I'm going to do with it? Submerge? I'm guessing submerge it, because destroying it just seems like you never just destroy them outright. Correct. I could see how you Chaldean mages were able to repair so many other singularities. You really know your stuff. Blop. Huh? Putting in the water? Wouldn't it rust? For that matter, if the hot water gets inside... It's 1-1. You two, stay back. It's okay. I can handle this myself. Well, that was anticlimactic. 1-1 disappeared. What was that? Its last lingering traces or something? That's right. Spring grants wishes by appearing as the Wishmaker, remember? What you saw was the future. The wish of the remains of 1-1's self. We're still hiding in Shiny Star. Of course, now that the body is gone, I was able to defeat it easily. It no longer had any power. I also now understand why I had trouble fighting back against the devil in the reference room. It's because Shiny Star was jamming other ploys. Essentially, it's been kind of field that kept lesser ploys from working. So, say, does that mean 1-1 is... I mean, the name 1-1 is... Alright, might someone say something 1-1, 1-1 in a dream, and decide to borrow it from 1-1's name. So all we have to do now is shut down the ploy kickshaw. I destroyed such a beautiful object though. Is that the only way to stop it? I'm afraid so. I still don't know how it got activated in the first place. Our only choice is to dismantle it. Something feels off to her. What is it? Is there something else you haven't told us? There actually is. This is something all you should know. Once we destroy it and the world is safe again, I'll end up going back to my original time, and the singularity will disappear. The Kumino Inn will then go back to being the same peaceful inn it was before, aside from all the hauntings anyways. At the same time, I'll be at 99 singularity never happened. I'm keeping the two singularities linked. That means the world-ending threat in 99 will go away, and destroying the Shiny Star in 01 will prevent the threat from ever arising here too. That's great. This old investigation worthwhile. Now I can finally go home. However, it also means Sojiro's death will become permanent. Not everything that happens in a singularity goes away, even when space-time is repaired. People who die in singularity will still be treated as if they died at that time, even after the singularity is repaired. Yeah, we kinda knew that. Oh yeah, you're right. Facts are always made to line up, regardless of how they happened. So, you're saying destroying that here won't change the fact I died at the end in 99. Which means I'll officially have died in 99 in exchange for closing the case now? That's right. It's just the world to keep way to keep the world safe. No thank you. What about my safety? Isn't there any other way? I don't know. Is there any other way? Doesn't seem likely. There is. Since the reason that he died in 99 was because he got caught up in this whole incident, if we would destroy it and repair the singularity before he dies, we can save the world and his life. How so? You said he already died, right? Not necessarily. He died inside singularity, which means that as long as he's still alive when the singularity ends, the facts will still line up. It's not late to go back to 99 either. The only thing keeping the singularity in O1 is me. If I just undo the lock, it'll mildly go back in time to 2 years ago. But something is going to go wrong. At the same time, I can set our own timeline to when that singularity begins. Then all we need to do is destroy it before Alice and Sojo show up, while its damage can still be contained. So on that note, I have a request to make. I'm sorry, but it's okay if we go back to 99. Of course. So this is where the boss fight is. Okay, we're gonna do this. Let's do it. But, what are we gonna find when we go back to 99? I'd like to say it'll be an unbelievable sight, but the truth is, the moment I cut off my magical energy holding this in place in 2001, we'll be back in 99. The singularity back then was something of a disaster zone, so I can't guarantee your safety. Once we get there, find some big rocks to hide behind and look for the shiny star. The rest will take it from there. Between us all, we think we stood to stand a good chance. And this time, we'll have another advantage. Remember how two things in the same thing can't exist at the same time? Well, when we bring the 01 star back to the same time as the 99 star, cancel each other outish? They'll become combine, and the 5-star one will be detuned to 2 stars. So that's why you didn't let grant many wishes. That's right. Number 1 couldn't tell what she was up against, but she still figured out a way to weaken it. Whew. Okay. He doesn't want to come. Why are you running on our parade, Your Highness? Oh, he doesn't want to be an obstacle or determined, whatever. Of course I am. I don't want to keep my wife waiting for me any longer. He's married. Yeah, you're married? Your Highness, you know we all swore to be lifelong bachelors when we were in school? I'm sorry, so Jerome, I promise I'll get back safely, so I can't go with you any further. My detective work is done. I'm sure you all can take it from here. Don't give it a second thought. Congrats! Thanks. Being weird just having you congratulate me twice, but I appreciate it. So, who's the lucky lady? Sure, my adult self knows, but I don't. Oh, you met. I'll just see you over the phone sometime. Well, that clears up that. The reason you went to the old building at 6 on the dot and every evening was so that you could call your wife in Tokyo and tell her you're going to be home soon? Go to heck. Get this traitor, Suzuki. When this is all done, you should quit your job. Sorry, W. Mario, but that's not happening. We're too involved to turn back now. Since you all know what's going on, you're all going to come back to 99 with me whether you want to or not. Wait. That's why you opened up an apology? So you knew this was happening even when you explained the situation to us? I sure did. I knew you'd catch on quick. And 10 years later, you're still the best vice president I could ask for. I don't want to be here. This is vibe. Okay, let's do it here. This is when I'm going to do the lock. Once I do, our surroundings should immediately snap back to 99, kind of like a rubber band. It can be pretty disorienting, so if I can get into motion sick easily, you might want to close your eyes. I do get sick from ray shift lots. You sure this is a good place? I'm sure. Nobody ever comes here, right? Same spot I jumped to when I came here too. I see. This is where the number 2 and onward have been arriving. Oh crap. I know I totally want to pour this, but I'm starting to get cold feet. I mean, we're going to be going to 99, right? Are we going to be okay? What if we just up and die? I know Prez has always been fine with stuff like this. But man, Mash and even Vice Prez are acting like we're just running to the store or something. Kinomi. Who said that? Oh, it's you, Alice. I'm not scared, okay? I'm just gotta, pre-battle jitters. Really, that's all. I mean, us supporting characters gotta make sure we don't mess things up for the main cast, right? I see. I never considered you as a supporting character myself. I'd say you're an extra at best. But never mind that. I want to talk to you before we go. I'm thinking about this happening, and I can't come up with a single answer. As far as I can tell, it should be impossible to activate Shining Star. It was a complete failure. We missed something. This is a huge hole in the plot. Need to work as a fairy tale. What kind of hole? It's right in the name. Only one and number one. The ploy grants wishes that are only the only one of their kind. It sounds good in theory. Everyone wants to believe their number one wish is like no other. But that's not the case. Every person's number one wish is the same as everyone else's. There's no such thing as a number one wish that's also the only one of its kind. I want to be successful. I want to be promoted. I want to love her. I want to bring someone back to life. The world is chock full of wishes like that. There's commonplace as stars in the sky. That's why shiny stars should never actually shine. Because there's no such thing as a special one of a kind wish. So I'm going to ask you again. What did you wish for? I'm not saying. I see Alice and Kitomi are talking alone. Probably about the wish. You mean one he made? Right, I'm surprised he's not even telling Alice, though. I'm not sure I've ever seen him dig his heels in like that. He's probably just sulking. Real heartfelt wishes aren't the kind of thing you usually go around telling others about. He's embarrassing trying to save face. But you done yet? Yeah, we don't need to hurry if we're going back in time, but there's no sense taking any longer than necessary. I just finished saying the coordinates, so now all I have to do is let go. Okay, everyone, get over here. Once you close your eyes and count to 3, we'll be back in 99. Won't make any difference, but if you're nervous, you can hold hands. Everyone ready? Whatever he wished for was actually one of a kind, I get that. And that's going to cause a lot of trouble. Okay, beginning regression canal singularity. Get ready to party at Kumino Hot Springs like it's 99 again. Ray shifting inside a ray shift. Why not to be fairy enemies?
次の依頼だ。焦らず、一休みしてからさらにいい。
A star becomes a wish, of course it does. Build a machine with many wishes. Gather many stars. One turn of the handle, and a wishing star candy will pop out. If it is the same as your dearest wish, when you hold deep in your heart, if such a miracle were to take place, then that wish must surely be the number one wish in the world. The witch named her toy with that concept in mind. Ploy Kickshaw, wishing star box, only one, number one shiny star. Tool for granting only one, your number one wish. It wasn't until later that witch admitted it was a failure. There's no such thing as the only one, the number one wish in the world. There are only countless earnest, precious wishes in this world. There's simply no way that any one person's wish could be the number one. Not to mention, It's impossible to rank wishes in the first place. So really, the whole concept fell apart the moment the wishing stars shining in the sky were likened to wishes. But... Hello, human. I'm the fairy tale that took up residence on this mountain. I've never had a name before. But now, you can call me only one, number one shiny star. Please, tell me your wish so I may grant it. Tell me your number one wish. A wish that's the only one of its kind in the world, and one you can never take back. It be a wish you just thought of now, or one you've been queuing secret for a long time. Oh, okay. Well, wishes are usually something you think of on the spot. I could be rich, popular, lazy man. But no, those don't seem right. Sure, I'd like those things, but they're not important. One time, I did a fasting bid for a variety show that became a huge hit. My pay went up, and I got to move into a real nice apartment. But then I had to do the same bit over and over, and like, this is the success train. I want to get off, you know? So like, I wouldn't even know to do my money if I was rich. Being popular would make other people hate me. And even if I was a ladies' man, I wouldn't be able to really make them happy. Well, he's practical and a realist, I guess. Kinda. But I haven't gained those wishes are my number one. I see. Please tell me your wish, so I may grant it. Man, you don't back down, do you? I'll like that. Alright, you want my number one wish? I think it'd be... just once. I'd like... blankety blank blank. Do you have the blankety blank blank in the blank? That's a very specific wish. Ugh, who am I kidding? Probably tell other people that wish, so that's not work either. Congratulations. My search has not found any identical results. It seems that wish is the only one of its kind in the world. Huh? Your wish will be granted. I will promise I will make it the number one wish. It's easy to make only one thing the number one thing. I've learned a lot of humans over the past 500 years. My name is only one, number one shiny star. I will become a shining star and grant your wish. So it was very specific, that's how it worked. I'm thinking it was Suzuki or Tobimaru who did it. Because that name was very long, so it probably wasn't Ozaki or Alice. Oh, can only have one of those two. No, they probably have some buff. Very windy. Oh, upcoming. Actually, no. She won't do that much as she doesn't have. This might not turn out well. Let's see. Ooh, dramatic. Are these really springs? Are those shooting stars? They are beautiful, but... I can't believe it. How could you interpret the wish so violently? There's enough magical energy in the air to rival the Age of Gods. Humans cannot operate in this environment. My master should be okay, thanks to his mystic coat's life preservation systems, but Tsukichi and Hosuke will be... Okay. Okay? Yes, they're alright. There may not be any oxygen, water, or sunlight here, but there's none to be. We're in a fairy tale world now. As long as you don't push yourselves too hard, regular humans can still operate here. Keep your actions to a bare minimum. Get injured, it'll be all over for you. You don't gotta tell me twice not to be a hero. We're just here to offer advice. Or maybe be cheerleaders. And probably get the other guy to fess up. Stopping it, it's your job. You know me, I'll just stay here and... You know me? No way. This is a disaster. Never mind losing the inn. This could destroy all of Japan. For that matter, how the hell did that wish lead to this? Kinoi, I'm pretty sure everyone at the inn managed to evacuate. When it activated, Kuma and Yoshisuke must have sensed the danger, or rather panicked when he couldn't find a way to stop it, and hurried everyone down the mountain. Really? Am I actually that competent? Of course you are. It's no better than you at getting as far away from danger as possible. How many times have you tried to minimize the damage for something so you wouldn't get in too much trouble? Oh yeah, you're right. Way to go, 99 me. So, now what? Also, what are those lights swirling around up there? I think I counted 5. Those are earthbound stars, as opposed to stars in outer space. Their lights, shining star itself called here. When those stars are no longer visible, that's when the star will become complete. It'll be potentially even more powerful than the Meinster's 3 miracles, like the Flat Snark or the Same's Troll. You serious? You're not trying to scare us? It'll be even stronger than the Water Snatch. We can't let that happen. True, but we still have some time. How did this sight compare to the one you saw, Alko? The magical energy one Alko once put it was stronger than this. You couldn't even get 50 meters of it. Then we know it's been detuned. Enough that we can at least get closer to it now. Tsukichi, Kinomi, you two stay here. The wind looks like it's blowing from the center of the crater. Everyone ready? Let's go. Fight, 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 fight. Is that it? Huh? Shiba stopped observing? What in the world is happening around that star? Aozagi? It's nothing. Come on, let's get to it. We had lots of time to prepare, and we got a lot of firepower on our side. Failure is not an option. Don't worry about the nearby lights. They're harmless. Just focus on attacking. Don't get discouraged and weird things start happening. Okay. Grand battle? This is music. Kinda looks like a star. Wish register. Ignore sure hit, pierce and bullet, and reduce attack damage to 0. Mute him all debuffs. So I'm guessing this first part is just to survive. It's weird with no noise. The attack won't go through. The attack won't go through. The attack won't go through. Evaluating? Denied. 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 Well, that was quick. Why can't we actually do anything when we get near the star? I feared the worst when I saw the Shiba had stopped observing this vicinity, and it looks like I was right. Space-time no longer has any meaning near a shiny star. There's no past, no future, no success, no failure. Everything is simply listed as recorded, no change. It's as if the re-recorded universe itself is rejecting it. What? At least we're all okay, right? But this kind of phenomenon manipulation requires spirit origin on par with a real star. Where could a shiny star possibly gain that much magical energy? There. It's drawing the magical energy from the other stars in the sky. Those are wishes. Shiny stars drawing wishes from people all around the world. Is that right, Alice? Make the one-of-a-kind wish into a number one. This shiny star resorted to the worst possible means. Usually, it would be impossible to make one small wish, the number one wish on this planet. But all the other wishes were to go away. If the one small wish was the only wish left in the world, it would become number one by default. That's what all those shooting stars are. Shiny stars scattering every other wish from all of humankind, rejecting them as not number one, and turning them into stardust. Well, that's extreme. Denied. 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 We have to stop it as soon as possible. So then, the world isn't going to end because the magical energy one destroys everything. It's going to end because humankind will die off once the wishes are all gone? It looks that way. Of course, I had the same thought. I had to do whatever it took to stop it. But it didn't make any difference. Even though it's been detuned, you still can't get through to it. Whether it was with fist or words. Damn, I made the wrong call. Just stopping it from granting wishes wasn't enough. It's not like you to be so faint-hearted, Alco. You sounded as if you really did come from a future where one person's wish ruined the world. Yes, Ploy Kickshot deploying its rules is invincible, but that's only because it's following its own rules. Shiny Star, activate on wish, that's the only one of its kind in the world. That's the core powering this messed up fairy tale world. But if that core goes away, the Wishing Star box will go back to being another third-rate ploy. So, you need to find a way to deny the condition enabling it to operate. It doesn't matter what that way is. So, someone just has to make that same wish? So, like, you want Kinomi to take back his wish? I mean, that's all we had to do. The only problem is, neither you nor I can move from here, or we won't be able to keep that magical energy when contained. Tobimaru and Kinomi will be vaporized instantly. It's a good thing we have them here. Suzuki, meh, go talk to Kinomi. I'll cover you best I can. Mash, can you stay here and defend? Cool, let's do it. How are you going to cover us? I'm going to send out the Wander Snatch. The mist won't last long in the storm, but still have my folklore defense. That should slow down the shiny star's growth, but it won't last long. So you'll need to go sell this before I completely turn to mist. You and Mash are going to hold the line here. Go it, got it. Then I'll go get Kenomi take back his wish, even if I have to force out it. I can't believe you, Akko. Don't you see? If you try that, it really will be game over. Why's that? Even if you could force someone to rescind a heartfelt wish, it would just be empty words. Nothing's going to change with Shiny Star unless and until he rescinds his wish and he means it. Now, do you understand? You stay here and remain on offense. Shiny Star is sure to take notice once I get close to Nomi. So you're going to need to stay here and fight it one-on-one to make sure it doesn't. You'll be risking your life to act as a decoy, but you already died lots of times here, so what's one more? Magical energy when it's getting even stronger, Master. You heard him, Shojiro, let's go. Punch. That was close. Thanks. Of course, I'm going to make sure you're safe. Anyway, actually, I wanted to talk to you about something. I think I got over half of what they were talking about. I understand that we need to stop the shiny star, or the whole Earth will be in trouble. I also get it might not be easy because Kinomi's being surprisingly stubborn and refusing to help. So I was thinking, if this plan doesn't work, let's go back to the old one. You mean the plan to destroy the star no one? But you... Yeah, that one. You said you're originally from 19, right? So once your work is all done, I'd like you to promise me you'll visit Konji Estate at least once a year in my absence. That's not impossible at the moment. Sojiro. Don't tell anyone else, okay? Anyway, let's just focus on convincing him to help us. So please, Kinomi, tell us what you wished for. No way. What are you talking about? Especially at your age. Don't you get the whole world's going to end unless you tell us? I'm not saying. Please, Kinomi, we won't laugh no matter what it is. I'm still not saying. Besides, look around. There's no way I could be responsible for this kind of disaster. Sure, I get the feeling I talked to one on Dream once. But how could that possibly lead to this? I'm just regular, handsome innkeeper, used to be a comedian, and wants to enjoy every day. Elsa the press will figure something out. We can't just hide here and cheer them on. I didn't want to do this, but... my wish is to open a bakery with the person I love. I see. That's a great goal. I appreciate you telling us that, even though it made you blush. But that wish has nothing to do with mine. I didn't wish for anything nearly so admirable. I'm just plain old Kinomi Hosuke. Just carry me to a graveyard and burn with the rest of the planet. Alright, you leave me with no choice. I'll just have to break an arm or two until you fess up. No, Masaki already thought of that, and apparently it won't work. It's okay. I thought this might happen seeing how it's Kinomi and all. We'll just have to do this a different way. Meh? You can still reach Azaki, right? Ask her to go back to O1 and destroy the wishing box there. Then this will all be over. I can't take this anymore. You got me so distracted I almost let that explosion hit me. Nobody's going to make fun of your wish, you idiot. We're not going to reject it, or even scold you for it. Someone might, though. If this wish is that important to you, we just want to know what it is, because we're friends. Now hurry up and tell us already. What did you wish for? I just wanted to become #1. That's all there was to it. Someone to become #1? I spent 2 years running my own variety show on my hometown's local network. Another 2 working in Tokyo after I made enough of a name for myself. As a comedian, I was a reliable source of ratings. Of course, it helped that it was my dream job, but I was also lucky that big agency took me under its wing. And my show on local network managed to become weirdly popular. My older colleagues didn't care for me, but so what? I'm used to being looked down on and underestimated. Besides, true that I'm a soft touch. I'm too easy on myself, I hate adversity, and I cry at the drop of a hat. I could figure I could never match up to anyone who put in real effort. Rather, it would be unthinkable if I did. All I ever wanted was to enjoy myself. No feeling. Man, I love how easygoing your segments are, Yoshisuke. Nobody's on edge, and even the guests who hate each other are behaving. I became an AD because I want to be in the showbiz. But I started having second thoughts when I found how It dashes hopes and dreams. But your improvised live segments, where we always flying by the seat of our pants, are exactly the kind of thing I always dreamed of doing. The only part about working with you that kind of sucks is how bad the catered lunches are. My appeal was that I never took anything seriously. I could make anything at least kind of fun. So I can't blame other people for looking at me and thinking I was an irresponsible slacker. From their perspective, I was way more popular than I deserved, made a good living off of it, and still only ever ate convenience store food. I was all ready to accept that I just let the wind take my life whenever it wanted until people got bored of me. First time I saw her was pure coincidence. She happened to be performing on a tiny stage in the apartment store where I was... Whoa, too much. I was doing my shopping. Her name was Mizushima Masago, which didn't exactly roll off her tongue. Her looks, singing, and dancing were okay at best. Yet, there's something about her that drew me in. Maybe it's because I was feeling stuck myself. Watching her, made me want to do something to help her. Not as Kamui Yoshisuke, but as Kinome Hosuke. As I watched her perform, I realized something else about her. She had no stamina at all. She basically didn't have what it took to be an idol. I'm no swan myself, but I've been in showbiz long enough to know that the brighter a world shines, the harder, lonelier, and emptier it is behind the scenes. Still, I cheered her on. I supported her as best I could. But without any connections to the idol industry, she never caught the eye of anyone who could help her break out. One day, our paths happened to cross when we were booked to perform at an amusement park show. She said she'd never been to an amusement park before, but she suggested we ride the Ferris wheel during our break. Don't worry, no one's going to be caring if you're seen with me. I'm the industry's laughingstock. Whatever happens, they'll just frame me off as a joke, and that'll be that. And you get the right down to it, I'm just a dumb comedian. As long as people laugh at me, my job is done. I never laughed at your banter. Damn, really? Man, really? Having your cute girl tell you you're not funny right to your face really hurts. I'm sorry I didn't mean like that. I mean that your banter always cheers me up. You're not trying to make people laugh. Most comedians seem like they want to make people laugh, and that's all, but not you. More like you'd rather the world be one where you can laugh. That's why you work so hard to get where you are now. It's not that you find out being laughed at. You just care more about being to laugh yourself. What makes you think that? I guess because I'm the same way. I'm not actually that confident myself. If I'm being honest, I think this whole idol business is messed up. But I love having other people hear my voice. That's what helps me going with singing and dancing, even though I'm not that good at either of them. Whether you're an idol or comedian, it's hard being in showbiz, isn't it? Might look like fun, pretending to have fun when you're not. Well, that's just really sad, don't you think? It was really some random person. Kinda, from our perspective at least. That was the first and last time we spoke. It was also when I stopped personally supporting her. I didn't feel like I was worthy to support someone like her. And I also didn't want to let anything slip if we ever met on set again. I was sure she would succeed eventually. I really was. But it never happened. Huh? Why is the script even written? Did something happen? Oh, you haven't heard? There's a girl who clapped on stage and died in the hospital. Of course. Sadness. What's her name? Mizushima something? They say she'd always been kind of sickly. As I learned that Masago had weak kidneys, and had to do dialysis several times a week since she was little. They said she died from exhaustion. It wasn't long before I heard all kinds of nasty stories about her. I would have just as soon remained ignorant of. Never mind them. They're not worth telling. When she was gone, all she left behind was 3 singles and a few recordings of her concert, taken with cheap cameras. I got so fed up with the whole thing that I left showbiz and went off the grid for a while, until I ended up at the end and hit off the previous owner. enjoyed working at the inn more than I thought. Sometimes you even get guests I never expected to see. Oh, those were the posters hanging around. As an employee, I was allowed to customize in however I liked. Could have put all the posters I wanted and everyone ever complained. Then one day, one spoke to me, said to tell him my wish so he could grant it. I didn't know if I was dreaming or awake. I didn't care. Once he said that, all the feelings I kept bottled up came pouring out. So I told him exactly what I'd been wishing for. I didn't ask for anything impossible, like bringing her back to life. I just wanted her to be the next top idol in the world at least once. Hell, lots of times if I'm being honest. I still want that. Even now, I sometimes dream of her taking first place on the charts and in competitions. Well, that's a super common dream. There was no way it could be the only one of its kind, like one said it had to be. So I figured, why don't we just sigh in disappointment and go away? But instead... Congratulations! Seems that wish the only one of its kind in the world. How could that be, though? What? Are you kidding me? The only one of its kind in the whole damn world? I'm the only one? Oh, because it's earlier past. Not a single other person still remembers her songs. She was so lonely, but she still worked so hard, and she made some beautiful music. But you tell me, not a single damn person in the world wants to see her succeed? You're wrong, that can't be true. No way in heck. Tell me it ain't true. Not even her parents? I guess they would have had her have her alive? There you go. That's what I wish for. How do you get... Even if the world really is in danger, there's nothing I can do. I can't lie and say I was just kidding, and to take that back. Take that wish back now. Even now, I still want to see her be number one. No, I see. You weren't climbing out with self-preservation. You did it because you were angry. Your wish... Your anger? I couldn't reject it even if I wanted to. Yeah, this is about how you feel. We can die how people feel about these kinds of things. So, what do we do now? Deliberating, denied. Deliberating, denied. Deliberating, denied. Ad infinitum. This wish is still the only one of its kind. This is still the number one wish. Just once, I'd like to Tsushima Masago will have the most popular song in the world. This wish was made out of self-interest. This wish was not made for calculated purposes. This wish was not made to satisfy desire. This wish is absurd. This wish is interesting. This wish is beautiful. By granting it, I'm being fair and impartial. Meh. Never mind what I said before. We're going to destroy that thing here and now. Okay, but how? Yeah, I hate to admit it. The Star's Lost is flawless. Not even Konomi can deny I know what he wished for. At this point, our only hope is to... Well, of course. You can't take back a wish made from the heart. Shiny Stars did right about that. Like the music. When you were the only person in the world to wish for that final success, no wonder you were upset to tell us. You did nothing wrong, Konomi. I'm sorry I said you were sulking. Huh? What's this about, Your Highness? Just shut up for a moment. I'm about to close this case nice and neatly. It said this wish is still the only one of its kind? And it's still the number one wish? What a con job. That's not your wish anymore, Konomi. It's its own. Hey, Shiny Star. It seems to me like you're just trying to raise your own rep, but making this wish out to be more valuable than it really is. Fine then, I'll play along with your game. If you care about the world that much, then listen up. You say Konomi's wish was the only one. Then nobody else wanted her to succeed. Well, you're dead wrong. There's no way that wish is one of a kind. Because I wished for it too, bastard. that's one way to make it so it's not the one only one's kind. We wish for it too. He's... Testimony. Verifying. Considering. Priority. Top priority. No, wait. You know about her too, Your Highness? What wants to do? How'd you think I tracked you down all the way out here? Because I had something for you. Here, this is yours. This is just one part of the whole package. Letters? Fan letters from her? Wait, is that my handwriting? What are you doing with those, Your Highness? You're creeping me out. What is your memory? Even worse than Robin's? Those are fan letters you wrote, you idiot. Back when you were cheering her on, you used to write her long handwritten letters every time she got a gig. You'd tell her what she did well, what she did great, what she stand to improve. Honestly, it made you could write the same dang thing so many times. I got a headache reading through them. You read my personal mail? What are you, a paparazzo? I had to as part of my job, idiot. I need someone to track you down, and these were my only lead. The only reason I have them is because my client lent them to me. They said you letters were the late daughter's most prized possession. Masako knew she didn't have a long life led ahead of her, but she still wanted to spend it doing what she wanted. I'm sure being an aspiring idol was hard for her in lots of ways. For the last 2 years of her life, she was genuinely happy. Her parents told me these fan letters you wrote inspired her to keep going. Like I said, they were most prized possessions. Is he going to have a crying sprite or something? Her parents started looking for a detective so they could return the letters to the guy who sent them. Eventually, they found out I used to know him back in high school, and that's how I got the case. Unfortunately, there were no leads to go on. All they had were the letters and some videos of their daughter's gigs. I figured knowing what kind of singer she was could help. I watched them over and over, and, well, her songs weren't exactly my taste, but everything else about them was really good. I don't know the first thing about singing her effort, her emotion, and the joy she got from performing. Even I could tell how brightly she shone on stage. I didn't think it was possible to become genuinely fond of someone you didn't know before. But Mizushima Masako was the real deal. She made me a fan, and I earned the cold shoulder from my wife. Now go on, stand up and take these. There's nothing sad about this, at least, right? Oh, I see. You're just riding bandwagon, huh? I was her fan before you even heard her name. Wow, you really did close this case nice and neatly. You really did. There's no way Shiny Star could have seen this coming. Not recognized. Error. Impossible. That testimony cannot be real. My aggregation was perfect. Yeah, maybe back in 97 when you started gathering wishes. But I hadn't gotten the request to find Kinomi back then. That didn't happen until 4 years later in 2001. So, I didn't learn about her until after you'd collected your data. No fair. I know how you must feel. You can blame her for cheating if you want, but first... It's time to get to work, Shiny Star. You say you're fair and impartial. Prove it. Try gathering your data again. Deliberating. Testimony unknown. Evidence unknown. Verifying. Verifying. No result found. No result found. Results found. Evidence validated. Verification of food. Deliberation impossible. Results found. Results found. Error. Shiny Star's world is shutting down. Hurry. Fight! Well, we'll be right there. Come on, Senpai Sojiro. Hell yeah, thanks, Kinomi. After me read those letters later. Just go save the world already. You need to live, you know. Aw, youth. Looking at them running off so happy, but they've already won. Still, only right us old hands show them how it's done. Seeing as we're the star players for this case, this wish might have been number one, but it definitely wasn't the only one of its kind. This is what showing your true colors looks like. Do it. Ozaki, breaking toys is still what you do your best at, right? You know it? I have some thoughts about your choice of words, but I'll gladly take it from here. This is it, Shiny Star. In the end, we're just a broken toy. A wishing well that never got what it really means to be number one. Collecting lots of wishes and stars isn't necessarily a bad thing by itself. But sacrificing other wishes is just a selfish desire and not a wish. Unfortunately for you, I've died more than enough times. This time it's your turn. Suddenly eerily silent. Okay, there. Let's go with this. I'm not sure how good this will work, but yeah. We'll finally see her noble phantasm, though. Ooh. This is the first time we've seen her Snow Phantasm. It's barely doing anything. Does she have a different one? Earthlight Starbow.
あれはいつか見た終わりの星。多くの言葉、わずかなきらめき。どれほど遠く汚れても 私は星を探すのです。さあ、幕を開けてアラウンドカリバーン。魔力溢れすぎてごめんあそばせ。地球の女には飽きたでしょ。とっておきのツアーに入れてあげる。お代は結構出世払いで返してね。
Oh, that looks cool.
ディスターション。
I see this is appropriate. Oh, got the bastard awarded.
魔力溢れすぎてごめんあそばせ。地球の女には飽きたでしょ。とっておきのツアーに入れてあげる。お代は結構出世払いで返してね。
Oh, just not enough. My only hope is this doesn't get copyrighted for music. And we still have the epilogue. Hopefully it's not too long. Oh, and last but this part of this. Ooh, pretty. The wishes were shattered. Perhaps they would have come true if they'd been left alone. Some wishes were dreamed hazily that good things might happen in the future. Some wishes dreamed of the past, where it was too late to do anything. Right now, in the present, everything is wrapping up perfectly. Maybe we could have seen real magic making the world in exchange for all the wishes in it. But ending like this doesn't seem quite right. Wishes aren't the only thing you can't take back. And one wish wasn't anything special. And stars aren't supposed to burst. They're supposed to orbit. The bright, starry sky peered down. Other stars scattered across it. Despite the sad sight, the man looked up at it with a proud expression on his face. That's it. That's how stars ought to be. It's like, you can see them when you're awake, and they provide light when you're asleep. Nothing else twinkles like them. They're fun to look at, but there's something lonesome about them. As the man murmured those words like poetry, the collapse of 1999 was done. That was short. One thing I have to question. Did we, like, in character ever learn that she was a sorcerer, true magician, whatever? I don't think so. Oh. Are you all ready to go? Everyone have everything? Good. Because in about 30 minutes, the singularity will disappear, and I'll be right back to the regular hot springs. When that happens, Meh, Mash, Servant Sojiro, and I will all return to our respective time periods. Anyone who is already here will stay here, although their memories in the singularity will be a little fuzzy. Yes, we know. We finished cleaning our room, so we're ready to leave at any time. These last 6 days have been fun, Kumanoin. Kumanoin? I'm glad to hear that. You enjoyed your stay here. I hope you'll come visit us again. You said you were both from 2019, yes? Then I'll do my best to keep the inn in business until then. Why are you wearing your disguise again? You look shadier than ever dressed like that. Well, you know, since this is goodbye and all, I thought I'd make extra sure the newcomers remember me. Bye, man, and Mash. I'll have twice as many hot springs when you visit again in 18 years. Not possible at the moment. Huh? Hang on. Am I going to disappear when the singularity does? No, I'm still not sure why. But you're registered as a heroic spirit in the throne now. So you'll be unsummoned independently from the original Sojiro? Although that might only apply to Kalia. Right, your servant self and your original self from this time are different people. Come to think of it, where did the original him go? Well, it would have been confusing having two of the same person in one place, right? So my guess is Alka 1 spotted him walking around, then hurled him back to Tokyo. Oh, so that's when you went off with that scary look on your face on the first afternoon. I thought you kidnapped him and hid him somewhere. Hey, yeah, just want to stop by since like this is it. Thanks for helping me out on that misty day. And often you get to experience something like that. It sucks I won't remember you guys, but at least you'll remember me, right? I can live with that. And hey, if someone you know ever buys some haunted property and gets cursed, give me a call. If you tell me you know my secret, you'll probably panic and give you a discount. Hello, allow me to once again apologize for the trouble I caused you. Now that the Ox God is gone, I no longer have any reason to stay on this mountain. But fortunately, Lord Sugitani has agreed to help me search for my master. It is good to have a goal. It sounds like your trip still has a long way to go. So please take care and let me know if you ever need my help. I wonder if she's actually the real Kashin Kojin somehow. These characters are confusing, this one. You know, you really had us fooled, Gonji. You knew what was happening here the whole time. This ain't the mystery novel. We're at least suspicious person's culprit. Why didn't you speak up sooner? I didn't know about the connection between Wanwan and Shiny Star. Or rather, I didn't think there was one. I was planning to find Shiny Star on my own once we dealt with Wanwan and solved Aoko's serial murder mystery. So you didn't invite her to your room on the first night so you could cover up evidence instead? I just want to talk to her for the first time in a while. I've seen you and Suzuki a few times since we graduated, but I hadn't heard from Aoko. Oh, that explains it. I thought that was weird. The Alice I knew would never go in an outdoor bath with a girl she had only just met. Now I see you push yourself to keep us company because it's been so long since we've seen each other. It wasn't that big a deal. Our time together was just so short. We never had a chance to go on a trip together. The after action reported this is gonna be funny. Thank you all again for your help. Are you leaving already? The air surrounding this inn is so much lighter now. I'm sure it won't be long before it becomes popular again. What am I going to do now? Well, there aren't any evil spirits that need exercising anymore, but Mr. Kumonoin begged me to stay here anyway. He said there would be debt collectors coming that are scarier than any evil spirit, so he was hoping I could twist them just a little to scare them away. What a rascal that innkeeper is. So it looks like he'll be staying here for a while longer. I guess it makes me this inn's new guardian. This really has a end of a visual novel or light novel feel. This is a goodbye for me too. I gotta make my regular check-in with the wife and the old villain. Anything you want me to pass on to her, Aozaki? I know she'd love to hear from you. Tell her I'm doing well, and I hope you are too. Also, I'm officially calling our CD first cassette debate a draw. Are you serious? Well, I guess that does sound like something you say. At least it'll be easy to remember. Goodbye, Mash. Wish we could have heard more about the future, but you gave me a good sense of it anyway. Sounds like things would be a little bleak, but at least I've learned there will be good people like you to rise up to the challenge. Oh, perfect timing. I was hoping I might catch you before you left. I have no idea what happened or what changed after that incident, but I can tell from the looks on your faces that you accomplished something big. I'm sorry I couldn't be there with you. I'm sure it's been quite a spectacle. You probably could have defeated it by yourself. Oh, looks like our taxi is here. Wait, not that way. Oh dear. I'm sorry for leaving so suddenly. I'm afraid we must be on our way now. Still, I do hope you'll invite me the next time something like this happens. Excuse me. Are you the Kumino Inn's detectives? It's a pleasure to finally meet you. My wife told me all about you. Sounds like you helped her out a lot. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this, but she's always been something of a sucker for ghost stories, so... Alright, as I'll introduce myself, have I? I'm Ryoga Mikia. Please forgive me for not paying my respects sooner. Our daughter hasn't been feeling well lately, so I've been busy taking care of her. Go on, Mana. Can you say hello to your mother's friends? I'm sorry. She's still dealing with fever. Anyway, I'm sorry to chat and run, but we better be on our way now. Thank you again for everything. Bye-bye. Cameo. You know, I'm kind of late to be asking this, but... What's Claudia like anyway, eh? Huh, I see. Sometimes busy, sometimes chaotic, sometimes relaxing, sometimes nostalgic. Huh. Sounds like a great workplace. Might be even a good fit for Suzuki. You probably know this by now, but he really just moves at his own pace. That's not fair. I prefer to think of it as doing what I can, where I can. Man's the same way. We might take risks, but we don't go overboard. Oh. Sorry to interrupt your admiration, Mash. But I hope you know you're going to need him, rein him in, so he doesn't get too out of hand. Anyway, since you two are so alike, I have a question for you. Why did you believe me and agree to help? Alco 1 was acting super suspicious the whole time, right? That's true. It's clear from the start that something wasn't right. Well, that doesn't mean I didn't trust her. Knowing you was pretty much a given that you were just trying to help. Mess said something similar. Well, maybe not for words, but your spirit. The way you express yourself, right? Okay, we're here. Time to start erasing the singularity. When this is over, I'll be back where I belong, and you guys will go back to Caldia. That includes you too, Sojiro. You want to keep working for humanity as a servant. What about Miss Koonji? Downloading update. I'm originally from this time, so I'm just going to see you all off. Alco might have come here from the far future, that is your present. But from your perspective, I'm just a stranger from the distant past. Still, the bond we developed here may be enough that I end up dropping my Kalia myself. It does sound like you can use all the help you can get after all. So if that happens, I won't be too upset. Me neither. I would love to see you again if we can. Should have turned off no disturbance or whatever it is mode. That's really nice of you, Mash. So, because you and Meh are so nice, and you didn't give up on me even after I'd been murdered several times, I have a present for you. First, answer me this. Were you two looking for the left Holy Grail or the right one? Two Holy Grails? What should we do, Master? I think those might be synthetic Holy Grails. That's right. These aren't your ordinary Holy Grails, but don't worry. You can still use them just like any other. I embedded the magical energy I used to send the singular through time, hold it in place into a couple pieces of the shiny star. And then I had Alice make them look like proper holy grails. Yep, both a magician and a witch set things right after they messed up after all. That was the least we could do to thank ya. Don't mind if we do then. Oh, looks like it's time. Goodbye, Mash, Alice, and Sojiro. It wasn't always easy, but I had a blast. I can't wait to tell this will be another fond memory for me. And hey, unlike Alice, I always show up right away when I'm called on. So I'll definitely see you again in the world's ever in serious trouble. She just had to go out for another foreboding statement, didn't she? But that's just the way she is. Anyway, this is Russ. We're counting on you to take it from here, Alice. I'm sure my present day self will show up soon after I'm gone, so will you fill him in on everything that happened? Okay. It'll be a little hassle, but I'll make sure I remember. In exchange, can I touch your right hand? Here you go. I'm sorry. Alice? It's nothing. Thank you for staying well. It looks like the Singularity's time is up. These last 6 days have been a lot of fun. I guess human mages aren't all bad after all. But now, this miracle's about to end. May everyone get back to their proper time. Farewell, Summoner of Kalia. I'm sure your nights won't be all peaceful, but I pray that you'll be so suitably rewarded when they're over. Goodbye. We meet again beneath the stars. And until next time. Goodbye. Meanwhile, back when we got Kalia, he encountered someone named Zakiato. Ah. That was loud. Okay, mission report, please. The end. Oh. Was Zaki already there? Oh man, I can't believe I messed up that bad. I mean, I don't want to believe it. Well, this situation is what I find hard to believe. What are you doing at Kalia before me? Aren't you usually supposed to let a little more time before you just show up? With plenty of time to get here. You were just slow to raise shift, that's all. Although, it did help that Mash's signals were so easy to recognize. That helped me jump here in no time. My head feels great too, thanks to all that information you shared. That's great to hear. Since you and Sojiro both just got here, would you like to show you around? Maybe later? I'd hate to spoil the mood by admitting that I came here on my own power, so I need to leave soon. Excuse me, man. Could you come see me right away? I have a question or three about the Holy Grails you just submitted. Senpai, I think that means the engineering team is conducting an official investigation. You should explain what happened, or you'll be stuck taking a remedial course for the whole day. Looks like Virgo. We'll talk more later, okay? They were made by a magician. Okay, now I got to see them well. I'd better be on my way. Give them my regards, okay? Don't be ridiculous. No matter how you put it, that's just leaving them high and dry. It's rude. You make it sound like I'm dining and dashing. Okay, fine. I'm gonna push my luck, but I guess I'll stay a little longer. There you go. It wouldn't be you if you always took the easy way out. Our recklessness is nothing compared to yours. I don't know whether to be flattered or offended by that. Alright then, tell me this. There's still one thing about that man told me I don't get. Way back when this all started in 99, I'd already lost. There's nothing I could do to turn things around. Apparently, I told you that I sent the singularity into the future because I couldn't win. But how could I pull off a big move like that when I didn't even have time to run away? And yet, somehow I did. Some impossible miracle happened that gave me the chance I needed. Be honest, Sojiro. What did you do? Well, I can't think what it could be, but I probably did whatever I could. Anyone else would do the same, right? Flashback. At first, there was a tiny glimmer. A few moments later, there was an explosion. It sucked in everything nearby, then blew it all away. Trees were laid low, rivers dried up, entire buildings were wiped from the face of the planet. Winds raged on at 100 meters per second. This must be what it's like on Venus, she thought. It's no use. I can't get any closer. The endless emission is just insane. This disaster was supposed to be a simple job, dang. Not an actual apocalypse. That was when he heard a voice coming from inside the crater. The wind was blowing so strongly that a normal person would never pick up her voice. But he was sure he heard it. Shooting it doesn't work, hitting it doesn't work, kicking it doesn't work. It's like this thing doesn't obey the laws of the universe at all. High density magical energy invades the Earth's surface, and temperatures rise with no sign of slowing. The youth wasn't at the crater's bottom. He stood on the rippling bedrock surrounding it. The ground been flipped over and sharpened like the tip of a sword. About 40 meters below, you could see the magician facing off what looked like a shining star. He crouched down on the rock, keeping his breathing short, shallow, and sharp. The oxygen had become toxic, burning his lung with every breath he took. Here, the mere act of breathing was suicidal. His legs still worked. All right, he should have run for his life. Even as ordinary human could slide down the rock and make his way to someplace safe. But even as he continued to breathe in the toxic air, he thought back to the events earlier that day, before the explosion took place. Around the inn's buildings had been contaminated and was spreading. The inn's owner hurriedly evacuated the guests, and the incident was reported as a wildfire to the nearest town. Just when the people had finished evacuating, the mountain transformed into an alternate world, a singularity. 6 hours later, the witch confessed to everything being due to her own negligence. She went back to the mountain to try and make things right, but failed. The young man, in turn, returned to the mountain to collect the witch's body when... Yikes, that was too close. I don't think I managed to shift in the last moment. What the hell is that thing? It doesn't follow any laws of physics. You can never tell when it's about to do something. It attacks constantly. I have no idea what it even is. At the bottom of the crater, he saw a familiar face doing her utmost to fight back. He hesitated, but only for a moment. He had second thoughts, but only for an instant. How many seconds could he last in the wind without his limbs being disintegrated? Could he run up this rocky, nearly 100-meter long slope in time? If he could, would he be able to jump all the way to the star filling the air? And if he managed that, what would happen next? Such a feat would be beyond human, but he had already accomplished the inhuman 8 years ago. Back then, he had one of the witch's relics to help him, and his body was still in its prime. Now, that prime had long course since passed. It was barely a shadow of his younger self. He was a boy no longer, but a man. He now lived a comfortable life in the city, in civilized society. Moreover... Still, it's gotta run out of steam eventually, right? Are you still seriously telling me to start from outer space here to destroy the world? Alright. He began to run. His toes broke, his upper arms split open, his lungs literally burned. One of his eyes collapsed, his chin was sliced off, his heart burst. but his hearing remained intact. He could still hear the girl desperately trying to fight back. It should have been impossible, but this creature happened to be able to perfectly replicate any action he performed in the past. Unknown coordinates. Leaps into the air. One of his legs is gone. He acknowledges the loss and raises his remaining hand. Rafe falls to the evil spirit slayer. His body is obliterated without a trace, but his wish, his will, remains as strong as it was 8 years ago. Oh. Now, Tour Plan Horizon. I'm forfeiting this game and putting this whole singularity on timeout. Heroic sacrifice? Those who second seat Bonner changed the very world. When they passed, all traces of disaster had vanished. Nobody would ever know what had taken place. The tale of his exploits would never be passed on. On a planet about to end, a miracle saved a magician.
ところでミッションってなんす？誰が仕事依頼してるっす？それが最大のお金なんす！その輝き。かくしてシャバ像と調査はどう？やるべきことを行ける場所が増えたの。熊野温泉にようこそ。ご予約のカルデアボーナス獲得。
Okay.
今度ご飯おごってね。
More points. 15 enemies, 15 enemies. Mini boss, mini boss. Okay, well, story's over, and this is just gonna be me fighting random enemies. So yeah, that's gonna be the end of it. Maybe depending on how I do on the challenge quest, I will post it or not. But I hope you enjoyed. I really want to see Gord Elf and someone reacting to Aozaki Yako is here. Ah. Too bad though. Toodaloo.